Today, we're not going to talk about paying for links. We're not going to talk about guest posting. We're not going to talk about reciprocal links. We're going to talk about flipping link building on its head. What's up, you SEO legends? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jalma. I'm head of SEO at a startup here in Barcelona. And in this channel, we cover strategies and tools to help you grow your online business. If that's interesting to you, definitely subscribe because there's a lot more videos coming your way. So I want to start this video by talking about a company called Typeform. So let's get into my computer and see what they do. Typeform is actually a company that creates really interactive and really easy to use forms and surveys that you can share easily online. But Typeform's most impressive feature, in my personal opinion, is their SEO. So let's take a look at Ahrefs and see what they're doing. Now that we're in Ahrefs, what I really want to focus on is this Ahrefs rank number. Okay, so what this is telling me is that Typeform, if we were to rank all the websites in the Ahrefs index, they're ranked 185th based on their domain rating. And again, we know that domain rating is a figure that we get specifically from links, right? So they're in the top 200 websites in the world, right? In this Ahrefs ranking system. This is a phenomenal accomplishment given that they're a decently small company, right? Their valuation is only of around $70 million. Let's take a look at what other companies are in this neighborhood of the top 200 websites. So we see that they have similar domain rates to websites like Outlook.com, Booking.com, Twitch.tv, HubSpot, Oracle, so a lot of gigantic companies. So the main question is, how are they doing this, right? How do they have such a high domain rate? And this has to do with the product itself. So let's take a look at a Typeform and see how they're doing this. I've actually gone out and created a Typeform just to show you guys this is what it looks like. But when you go out and when you get this free plan, the interesting that happens is here, right in the URL, right? So we see that I'm getting the URL jalmarosal.typeform.com. So this is where the magic happens. When I go out and I create my form, I create my survey, and I share it to people, and maybe I even place it on my website. When I place it on my website, that's gonna be a link back to the typeform.com domain, right? And that's gonna improve their domain rating. So this is where a lot of their authority comes in. Another website that's doing this extremely well is Shopify. So they also have a similar setup where you can publish a website within the Shopify domain. However, with URLs, it's a little bit more tricky, right? More often than not, people want to have their own custom domain and they want to put their brand in it. So Shopify has found a way to work around that and still include a link back to them in most of the websites that use their service. If you guys haven't noticed, this is actually a Shopify website and we're gonna see exactly how they're doing it. So nwalpine.com, so it's an e-commerce, a great looking website. But if we scroll all the way down, here's what we find, powered by Shopify. If we click on this link, this is a link that goes back to the shopify.com homepage. And this is a link that's placed on a large majority of Shopify websites. You do need to go out and manually remove this. So these are a lot of links that are coming into Shopify and to Typeform. And the craziest thing is, once that link is out there, those websites are also gonna grow and they're also gonna get links, right? So the value of that link that's coming over to Shopify and that's flowing over to Typeform is gonna only increase over time. So what they're doing here is really flipping link building on its head and creating a way to get links from their users back to them without really doing much. So now I'm gonna cover a few other ideas that might be more applicable to websites that don't have technology like Typeform and like Shopify. So let's check them out. So another website that's doing this extremely well and at scale, but in a completely different manner, is a website like Trustpilot. So what is Trustpilot? Trustpilot basically collects reviews for businesses, and this helps the business with their online reputation, right? If you have bad reputation online, people go out and they leave bad reviews, but if you have a great reputation, if you get a lot of good reviews, you also want to show that off. And so Trustpilot creates this option where you can go out and you can place a badge with your 4.5 ratings and how many reviews you've gotten. But what people don't realize is that that badge that you place on your website, whether you like it or not, is a link back to Trustpilot. And again, we're seeing this user-led growth where they're basically incentivizing the user to, hey, give us a link back, even though most users don't even realize. Give us a link back because we're creating trust with your user. Your user knows us and we're showing how great your business is. So this is another way of doing things that might be more applicable to us. So creating some type of badge that creates some type of partnership or incentive for our users to link back out to us. Another company that does this extremely well is a company like Freepik, right? So let's take a look at their website. So I'm on freepik.com, and what we see is a bunch of options to download, some premium, but some free images. With the free image, let's say I go out and I download this Black Friday banner. We're gonna see exactly what happens and where they get it. When I go out and I click download, we see that attribution is required. So if I click on free download, the file starts downloading, which is great, but they give us a reminder to give credit to the author of this image, right? They tell you that it's been a lot of work, and that'd be really cool if you gave some credit. And they give you the link that's ready to go with the anchor text and everything. Let's actually copy and paste this because I want you guys to see exactly what this link actually is. So what we see is that this link isn't actually going to the author. It's not going specifically to the exact image that I downloaded. It's going to a page that has a lot of traffic potential for Freepik, that has an exact anchor text, and that really helps them in their process of getting online growth. So Freepik has thought about this extremely well, and this is another really great way of getting your users to do link building for you and to do that growth for you. A final thing that I want to talk about is a website called ProductHunt. So on ProductHunt, you can go out, you can launch your product, and you can see how the community on ProductHunt reacts to it. If they like your product, they're gonna give you upvotes, which means you get more views, you get more publicity as a result. And if you're in the top 5, you get a specific badge for that day, like your first, second, third, fourth, fifth of that day. And that badge is actually quite meaningful, right? If you're a brand new business, you wanna give that new user trust and show that other people have used that product and that it's something that they can trust. So ProductHunt does this very well by incentivizing you to put that badge on their website. But again, this badge is a link back to ProductHunt. And so at the end of the day, they're benefiting a lot from getting all of these links back, because once those new websites start growing, those links are gonna be a lot more valuable. So that's the second way that we can flip link building on its head. And this is something that we also need to think about. So how can we create some type of badge or some type of way to incentivize our users to link back to us instead of doing the painful task of going and paying for links and doing guest blogs? Let's talk about a third and final way we can do this. So a third and final thing that I want to cover is creating a free tool. This is probably the option that is the easiest to create because we know exactly what problems and what solutions our potential users are looking for. So if there's any way of creating maybe a micro subset of the tool or of the product that we're offering for free, or maybe we can create a solution to a really simple problem that they have, this not only gives us the potential to access a lot of traffic, but when we create free resources and when we help out our niche for free, this is where a lot of links come in, right? Because they see the value that you're bringing. And this is something that can be shared really easily because of how helpful you're being. A company that is also doing this extremely well, once again, is we're going to Shopify. So let's check out all the different free tools they have. They have an insane collection of free tools, which again, not only is accessing a lot of traffic, but it helps out their users in different ways. They have logo makers, they have whois domain lookups, they have pay stub generators. So they create all this value, they help out the users, and as a result, they get an insane amount of links at scale. I hope you guys learned from this. I'll see you guys in the next one.